Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and coming along on my financial journey with me. Today what I'm going to be doing is an October week 3 check-in, see how we're doing on the budget, and see what we have left for the last week of the month. So this week was pretty good overall. I did have a few things that I kind of spent money on that I didn't really need, but I was still within the budget. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how we did. So we'll start with my no spend days. So my goal for the month was to have 15 no spend days. And since today's the 23rd, it's not going to happen. So I did have 2 additional no spend days on 10/21 and 10/22. So not bad, but that's only, I think 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So unless I did not spend another dollar for the rest of the month, I'm not going to make my 15. But that's okay. I'm staying within budget, so that's a positive, right? Okay, mark the no spend days. And then let's take a look at transactions. So groceries, I pretty much have spent everything that I have under my tab. I think I have a few dollars left. So on the 16th, I went to Walmart. Now I have a Walmart grocery store really close to my house. So sometimes, particularly on the weekend, I will just go there instead of go to the like super Walmart, just because you can get in and out a lot faster. But sometimes they're really picked over, and then I end up having to go to another grocery store as well. Okay, so I had 3 transactions, and those are all marked. And under my grocery tab, I have I have $7 left for groceries. Probably gonna leave that in there because I know I have a big grocery week next week. For eating out, I've only had 1, and that's because I wanted to keep as much money in this fund as possible because my husband is coming back into town next week. And while I do not think after being traveling, being on the road and traveling and away from home, that he's going to want to eat out, I do think I'm going to exceed my grocery money for the week. So I do want to have some money that I can move from eating out over just in case. So I had 1 for Taco Bell on the 20th, and that was for $12. So we'll mark that one off. And so under my eating out tab, I have 20, 35, 36, 37, 38. So that is correct. I don't know if you've been watching my channel for very long, but that is a miracle right there. I've never had money in eating out. I usually spend it the day I put it into the envelope. So for my allowance, I had 2 different transactions. And that was for a place called, it looks like Desert Industry, but that's not it. It's $12. It's kind of like a Goodwill, but like Goodwill Savers or whatever. And then I went to a antique store called Brass and Modelo, and I spent $23. And both of these were on the 17th. I was out with my sisters, and we were thrifting and things like that. I put a bunch of pots in front of my house on my patio, but because it's Arizona, it's really hard to grow anything. So I did these artificial greeneries and flowers, and they look so good. Looks like a little Parisian scene. Very cute. My sister helped me do it, so I'm very happy with the way those turned out. And much less buying them from thrift stores versus going to the store and purchasing them. And then for giving, I did church online because my sister was in town, and that was on the 17th or the 18th, and that was $100. Wrong date there. And then for household, I did put a tab for household this time because I have $120 for cleaning that's going to be tomorrow. And then I had $60 that I put in extra that was different than my home reno. And I put $60 in here. And I have 45 left and I spent 15. So that makes sense. So on the 19th, you wrote these out. I'm kind of working with reformatting these because with putting all the transactions on here, I'm literally running out of room. And so I'm kind of working to reformat them to make these smaller. I'm still kind of playing around with them, but I think that might be the way to go just so that I could fit more transactions on here. Or I could just stop spending so much money on certain days. But if you notice, and this is a really good way for me to visually see how I spend my money, because the minute I stuff my envelopes on Friday, I start spending money. And I spend money Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I really can kind of control it during the week. I don't go out of the house a lot. And then I replenish my envelopes on that Friday, and then I start spending money again. So it's definitely a good way to visually look at your patterns as far as money is concerned. I didn't spend anything out of personal care. Entertainment, I had put $100 in this fund, and then I decided to do a barbecue for my sister, have all my nieces and everybody over. We did social distance, we did stay outside. Kind of put some different things into place so that my parents who were here were safe. And so the $100 that I had in here was spent completely on food for the party. So the last bit of it was on Sunday the 18th. I spent $11 at Walmart. So I had $100 and I spent $100. So that is empty. And then I did go over in craft supplies. Not surprised at all. I am surprised I didn't go over as much as I thought I was going to. So on the 17th, the Coffee Monster Co. did a new release. I missed her last release, so I had things on my wish list. So I spent $36. So I am over $10. So I spent $110 of my $100 budget. So I have an overage of 10. Again, not that bad, but not that good either. And then for my fixed expenses, this is always an expensive month other than my mortgage, because this is when all my utilities come out. So my electric bill came out on Monday, which was $327. My water bill came out on Monday, which was $147. And my Southwest gas bill came out on the 20th, and that was $22. And then I have a few that come out this week, and then I'm done. Oh, how did I forget car insurance? That's always a big one. That one comes out on the 21st. Okay, so all of those came out. And then just to kind of talk you through my sinking funds, they're kind of a mess, being super honest and transparent, because I literally had to go and figure it out. Because, so for an example, on my house reno, I started with 112. I added 612, or that's what I was going to add based on what I budgeted for this month. I spent $383, and my ending balance is $342. So I had moved this money into my Capital One, and then I was just pulling from here to put out, to pay off the card where I had used the card. But in the middle of that, I decided to leave $100 cash, and I pulled that out because we were going estate selling and I wanted cash. So I think that messed me up completely because it's really off like $20 basically. And part of that is because I had returned. So I had expensed some things in the month of September, and then I ended up returning it in October. So the money went back in, but it went back onto my card. So anyways, at the end of the day, I started with $112 in the account. I budgeted $612. I spent $382, and I have $342 in the account as of today. So that's where that one stands. And then sinking funds for gifts. So this was an expensive gift month because it is my daughter's birthday. So for gifts, I started with $1,641. I budgeted $1,000. I left $122 still in my account because I have one birthday for November. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of this month's money. And then I'll kind of walk you through when I set up my November budget, how I'm setting up for Christmas. I've used $378. So my ending balance is $2,143. And that pretty much matched. This time what I did differently was mid-month, I took the $500 that I had left from the $1,000 plus the $122. So $622 is what I had left. I took the $500 and moved it over to my Capital One account, and I left this in my account. So it was kind of confusing. I did already buy one Christmas gift. I did that at the beginning of the month. So all of a sudden I had another transaction in here. So I confused myself. So anyways, at the end of the month, it does come out pretty close, and we have $2,143 going into the month of November. My goal was to have $3,000 in this account before December 1st. So we're pretty much right on target. Okay, so when we look at the weekly check-in, so we started with groceries with $200. We had 3 transactions, which equaled $93. What was that? Yeah, $93. I have $7 left. So my new balance, my remaining is $107, and I bring the $107 down. Just make sure you can kind of see that. I've been kind of rethinking some of the way I lay out my kits. I mean, I'm really used to this. It's working for me, but I don't know if there's a better or easier way. Please feel free to weigh in in the comment section. For eating out, I only spent $12. I had put $50 under my tab. I spent $12, so I have $88 going into the last week of the month, which never, ever, ever happens. Allowance, I have $5, $10, $15 left, and that never happens either. I had $50. So I spent $35, so I have $65 going into the last week of the month. Put that over there. Giving, I spent $100. I have $100 left. I did go to church online, so I just did online giving. I don't know about this. Like right now we're back in a high swing, so I don't know how much longer church is going to stay open, but we'll see. Household, I started with $180. I took $60 out to spend because I knew I was going to be out thrifting and things like that. I spent $15. So I have $165 left. for the next month. Personal care, I didn't spend anything. There's still 55. I might try to get my hair cut this weekend. 65. Entertainment, oh, it's on this other page. So I had spent 89. I spent the balance. I have 0 left. Didn't go over though, so that's a positive, right? I guess unbudgeted technically would be the $10 that I went over in stickers. And then that's my craft supplies, and then fixed. Okay, that was it over here. So let's go ahead and stuff envelopes for the last week of the month and see if we can get through for one full week still. So this cash was in my envelopes. I just took it out just to save some time on the video because I know it takes a while to take it out and put the envelope away. And I've kind of gone back and forth if I should take the money that's under my tabs and put it into savings. But I think because I know I'm going to go to the grocery store this weekend, get food. I don't really have any food in the house right now. And my husband's coming home. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in my envelope so I don't go over for the week. And then if anything's left over at the end of next week when I get paid again, then I can go ahead and put it into either savings or roll it over again. Okay, this is stuck on the camera. Okay, so here we are. So groceries, I'm gonna add $100. So 50, 60, 7, and 1. So normally for groceries, I budget $500 for the month, but because I knew it was gonna be just me, and my sister was going to be here for some days, I put it at $400. So $100 a month has been, $100 a week has been pretty good. But I know when there's 2 of us eating, I'm going to have to bring that back to $500. So we have 107 to get through to the end of the week. Eating out, I'm going to put 50 in. And then of course I still have the money from last week. Probably will spend some of this tonight because my daughter's gonna come over for dinner. Okay, so it's eating out. For giving, that's left into the account. For allowance, I have 50. And then I still have the 15 from last week as well. This never happens. That is quite shocking, actually. And then for household, it's 120, and that goes with the 60, 20, 40, 50. Why do I have $50 left? Or 45 left. Not that I might, oh, yeah. I put that into bank. I should have taken that out of the envelope. So 120. No, it goes into household. I should have no, I shouldn't have 165 left. 120, 40, 65. Okay, yep, it came out of my bank envelope. I'm gonna put it back in bank. So bank means it has to go back to the bank, but it doesn't really go back to the bank because when I spend money out of my account when it should be out of the envelope, then I put it in here, and before my next cash stuffing envelope, I take from that before and then take out the balance from the bank. So I shouldn't have pulled that out of that envelope. Okay, so this is ready to go. Okay, so that's cash stuffing for October week 3. I'll be back about midweek. I've already started to set up my November budget, trying to calculate. So here is my rough startup. I have moved my sinking funds around so much that I need to completely rewrite this, but this is where it sets right there. We've got some changes coming up from what we pay in car insurance. We're gonna have our girls get on their own. So some of this is gonna change around, but we'll see what happens as we try to figure out what we're doing. So that is it for October week 3. Thank you so much for coming along on my journey. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. And please have an amazing week. I hope you are all staying very safe and healthy. And I will see you next week in the recap of October and the November budget setup. Thank you so much for watching.